Alright guys, here we go again. Round number 2. Bitter truth. It is Monday. Like I said before, it's dark and I got a hot chocolate. Let's get into it. Hopefully this one won't be disturbed. If you know me, there's a lot of shit going on. Shit comes first. Long story short. We are the Bitter Truth. Why? What is the Bitter Truth? Well, the Bitter Truth is a podcast teaching people what? The Bitter Truth. So there's a lot of people that have been kind of clapping back, and I'm going to do a little switch-up video here tonight. And we're going to talk about loser men. We're going to talk about men not being good enough, and we might flip it on its head at the end of this, so let's see how this goes. We're going to start with our boy Michael Sartain here, and he's talking about podcasts. If you had one that was helping women, it would get awards, and if you had one that was criticizing women, well, everybody would shun it, and it's the worst thing on earth. Why is this the first video? Well, what is Fresh and Fit? It was the very first podcast coming on. It was men's self-help, but more specifically, it was helping men navigate the dating market because it is not the same as it was 30 years ago when I was a child. I'm 37, so I noticed the market change. So let's just start with our boy Sartain here. This is the Bitter Truth Pod. It's our Instagram page, so take a look. And first have a listen to this. We'll start with this.
One cares. Just do not care. Just take through this. We're going to have two podcasts. Women had a podcast where women were warning other women about men. That podcast would be lauded and awarded. If there was a podcast where men warning other men about women, that podcast would be considered risky and be put on some government watch list. That's the difference.
He's right. So we're starting with this for a very specific reason. There's a lot of people that clap back at the things I say. I say it in a bitter way, but it's obviously truthful, hence our name. When I had my partner Billy, long story short, I'm not going to get into details, but I've said it multiple times, he got his hands tied by certain higher-ups and he wasn't allowed to be on the podcast with me. Long story short, we cleaned up that situation fairly quick because I want my old friend to have a prosperous life, and that's all I'm going to say about that. There's numbers of people that watched it that loved the way he said things, and there's some people that loved the way that I said things. But the people that hated the way I said things were absolutely vicious. I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't give a damn what you think. I don't care if I said something in a hurtful way. 2 + 2 is 4. Is that how I'm supposed to say it? Or 2 + 2 is fucking 4. It's the same information. Sorry, I stole it from Myron. But anyways, the point is, people think that the things I say are bitter and they're snarky, so we're going to talk about loser men. Let's start with our first video after that. It's going to be Myron. He's talking about losers because the dating market nowadays, women are very picky. Now, if you ask any chick out there, she wants somebody, like anyone. You can go to the mall, go to the store, go to work, go to any woman, a friend of yours, a sister, a mom, a cousin, and say, could you tell me in specifics what type of guy you want to date and or marry? And she's going to say 6 foot, 6'2", very fit, and then you say, how much money is he going to make a year? She's probably going to say 6 figures at the lowest point. It's very rare. The only girls are going to say less than 6 figures are very not foreign, but traditional women from like Colombia, Ukraine, the traditional countries where they actually respect marriage and relationships. In America, women want the bag, they want the money, and they're extremely picky due to the simp economy. Long story short, Myron here from Fresh and Fit is bitching about losers because he's not wrong. Most of these guys nowadays are playing video games. Like, I have a friend named Frank, he's a loser, he plays PUBG legitimately 24 hours a day. I mean that, 24 hours a day. Maybe not that much because he has to sleep, but unless he's sleeping, he's playing PUBG. There's guys like that are sitting there rubbing Cheetos dust on their shirts all night long, wondering why they don't have a girlfriend. They don't go to the gym. They don't work out. They don't work hard. They don't want to make money. And a lot of them have fallen into the MGTOW, which is men going their own way, ranks of dating, which means they think that it's too hard for them to get a girlfriend. They're not going to try. They're not going to go to the gym. So Myron's talking shit about losers, and I side with him on this. So let's have a listen.
A lot of you guys are fucking losers. Straight up. Fucking losers. A lot of you motherfuckers shouldn't even be thinking about bitches. You haven't been in the gym in fucking weeks, months, eating fucking cheeseburgers and shit, triple chin, ridiculous. You're over here saying,
oh, well, I want to be able to get girls, and I want to be able to make money, blah, blah, blah.
You can't even affect change in your own fucking body which you have 100% control of. Nobody respects you because you don't respect your fucking self.
He's right.
But a lot of you guys want to go with the fucking, I'm just gonna be a victim. I'm not where I want to be because of my circumstances.
Victim mentality.
Fuck the circumstances. Overcome the circumstances. We understand that the sexual marketplace is a certain way. It is what it is. These bitches don't respect you. So what the fuck are you gonna do? Are you gonna react to it and cry, or are you gonna be proactive and change your reality?
Could not have said it better myself. There's a lot of guys crying. I'm sorry, dudes. It's actually not the hard thing to do nowadays to be a top percentage man. So in the dating world, it's called the 80-20 rule. It's actually changed. It's where 100% of women consider 80% of the men to be unattractive. I'm sorry if you fit that booth, but go to the gym, work hard, stack your money up, and you might have a better chance. A lot of these guys are losers. Well, they would rather pay for a chick's OnlyFans and beat off to their, booty pictures, while these chicks are literally, I'm sorry to say it, banging a dude in a Nissan Altima with a wife beater just because he's hot, and that dude is clapping those cheeks. You've been on the internet in the last year, you've seen videos of guys giving away their entire life savings, these simps who they think they're going to buy their way into her legs, and it's absolutely pathetic. Guys like that are absolute losers. So, number one, it's not that I'm sick of criticism, that I'm always criticizing women. Well, that's what the podcast is about. Fresh and Fit, mine, you have people like Rollo Tomasi. They not only teach men how to navigate, but they're teaching men like, hey, this is how women are maneuvering. This is what you have to do to be successful in the dating market. And I understand how a lot of stuff may come off as bashing or negative, but let's just be truthful here. Many of us have gone to high school with losers, dirty-ass losers who have no job, can't keep a job, but, they're either going to cry that they can't get anything, or they've been single for 20 years and that's the way it is. So, I don't know. It's hard to really speak in much detail about this because I can go on for 10 hours. If I really want to sum it up is, if you're a loser, you need to step your game up, and it's that simple. There's men who are going to see this over the next couple of days and weeks. If you're complaining, if you're one of the dudes who has messaged me, oh my God, I'm in X and Y state and I can't get a girlfriend, what should I do? It's simple. Money, muscles, game, and frame. Make more money, hit the gym, hold some composure. Don't be jittery when you're talking to a woman. You need to start learning how to speak. And frame is a whole nother story. It's basically hold your masculinity. So Myron is very mad about these feminine men who are just bitching and crying that they can't get what they want. Here's another video. I'm not going to say much, just have a listen again.
Privilege comes, we have to earn it. Men can't be promiscuous and be losers like girls can. A girl could wake up and literally be on a boat with Future the next day. She could be hanging out with Future with no future. You, on the other hand, as a man, right? You gotta have your shit together and have a future to even be able to get a girl. You have to have some semblance of competence to get a woman. It's not the same way. So that's why male promiscuity is not, as disgusting as female promiscuity, because for women it's easy, for men it's hard.
So I have this conversation with a lot of people. If you are a woman and you think sex is easy or hard for men, go on your Facebook and type in, does anybody want to clap these cheeks? I guarantee you'll have a couple hundred dudes in the next, 38 seconds in your inbox texting you. If you were a dude and you said that, you would be made fun of. What Myron is saying here is, it's easy for a woman to get what she wants. How many times do you see a dumb bimbo who never accomplished anything, 19, 21 years old, high Instagram following, and she's traveling to Dubai, and she gets 150 grand to get, porta pottied by these sheiks or whatever, but a dude in the same age range or age bracket or whatever couldn't even get a girlfriend if he tried. The chick that he's chasing is obviously chasing millionaires. What he's saying is, promiscuity is different for men and women, and there's a lot of issues to this because people don't seem to like that this is it's a bitter truth, and it's it's a catch-22. It's the one thing that men have up on women, because in order for a man to have sex, he has to have good looks, obviously some status. He's got to be hot, funny, charismatic, dress well, smell well. He's got to be all these things. A woman just has to be there. So there's a lot of guys that get sad that, a woman who doesn't do anything can get a man and get laid whenever she wants, but a guy in the same position can't. I mean, it's just the way it is, and people have a problem with it. Men that are losers, I'm sorry, they're everywhere. There's a lot of them. 80% of the men, women think they're losers or ugly. I mean, that's not true now, let's just be honest. 80% of men are not losers. But the women see it that way. That's why 80% of men are absolutely getting nothing in the dating market. So, what exactly does that mean for men in the economy here? And what does that mean for the dating world? Imagine you're a, 25-year-old dude, or even a 35-year-old dude, whatever, and you hear a chick and she says this.
Ideal age, though, I'm 27,
This is
and
funny.
I would say I would want that.
Now, first of all,
older.
the dating market has changed because, long story short, the amount of attention these women get on social media is so much that they have overinflated a lot of their sense of self-worth. Average women are not chasing average men. This girl is a 5, maybe a 6 on her best day. Listen to what she says she requires from a man.
So, my range that I look for is 28 to 35. What would you want his income to be?
Come on, I gotta hear this.
I feel like this is gonna sound bad. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
like 300,000.
300,000. The top 1% of men in America make $465,000 a year. This chick goes to a club, and the only guys talking to her make that kind of money. Long story short, kind of fits her mindset, because this is what she sees everywhere she goes. She doesn't see the dude at Chipotle making her food, or at Burger King, or the post office. She sees the dude with the Maserati or the Lambo. I mean, listen to this.
All right, let's get to it.
So this is the female delusion calculator. The website is called I Got Standards, Bro. Type it in your bar. Here's what you do. When you're looking, this is what women are doing. They're saying, I want a man who's blah, 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 this height, this age, this race. And it's going to tell you through the actual statistics of the government, through the Census Bureau and all that, on what chance you have of finding that guy. So any lady that's going to see this, yes, I know there's losers around you, and you think you might be an average Becky, and you think you deserve a 6-figure man. Let's see how hard that man is to find.
Rhea, baby. 28 to 35.
Okay?
I don't know if it's looking too good. Works good, married men. Any race.
She's picking
We'll
any
do the
race.
average height of a dude.
5'8".
5'8", exclude obesity.
Here we go. Let's see, $300,000 a year.
And
What
she
do we get
wants
here?
a whopping 300k. Let's see how many cat
This
bags
is
she
going to be
gets.
good. 5 out of 5, I'm betting.
Let's go.
Wow.
0.0.
Look at how delusional that is. So, of all the men in America, 0.098% of the men meet her standards. That doesn't mean he's fit, sexy, funny, tall, charismatic, straight, gay, married, unmarried, not seeing or seeing somebody. That's just in general. So this girl, who's an average Becky, thinks that she can get a guy. And she's absolutely fucking convinced that's her minimum. So her dream guy is probably making $1 million plus a year. So going back to the loser men out there, I'm sorry. It's not really hard to actually get your game up to where you could get a woman, a girlfriend, or even get laid in the lightest sense of what you want. But I'm sorry, bro, this is the shit you're dealing with. If you're in the dating world, you're dealing with women like this. This is absolutely insane. Here's the page. I Got Standards, Bro. So look at this. All you got to do is just go on here and you can add in your stuff. So let's play this game. So an average Becky, I've had a personal friend tell me this. She wants a guy. Here's your range. Let's go Too high. What am I doing here? So let's say 36 to age 41. Now this is a friend's numbers. This isn't mine. White. I know this person would pick other races. We're going to go white just for the fun of it. 6'2" is what I was told. This chick wants 6'2". This is a personal friend. Exclude obese. Oh, we're absolutely going to click this. So, do you want your guy to be fit or fat? You got to exclude obese. Here we go. Minimum income. She wants $390,000 a year. So, everybody watching this, how rare do you think this dude is? If what you just saw was that low on the percentage. And we get even worse. The probability of a guy in the U.S. population ages 36 to 41 who meets this personal standard, 0.74%. 5 out of 5 cat bags. Dudes invest in Chewy and fucking boxed wine. I'm sorry. So what does this mean? Losers. Sorry, I need to clear my throat with hot chocolate. The loser men out there. The funny part is some of these guys with good looks can actually get laid. We all know someone. I grew up in Elmhurst, outside of Chicago. There might be a dude who's, I'm not going to say his name, but pulls tail. No job, multiple felons. Not the best looking dude, and the dude can pull tail like a fucking trailer. It's unreal. So let's see how rare the average guy is here. The average man in America makes between, depends on the state, $35,000 to $55,000 a year. So let's go with my age range. We're going to go with 35 to 39. I'm 37. So let's say a guy in my range here. Come on, not 40. Fix that. Whatever, it's going to be pushing me to 40. Race, any color or shade. Minimum height. I'm 5'11". Let's go with 5'11", and let's just check this out. Minimum income. So the average, Illinois, it's a Democratic state. You got to be a little bit on the high side of the money. So let's go with, say, $50,000 a year. So let's say you're a chick looking for a basic average dude in Illinois. Ready? 11% of the population. You want a loser like the guy I'm talking about, if he made 50 grand a year, he's 11% of the population. Fuck, I don't even know what to say to this right now. I mean, 2 out of 5 cat bags. So if you want this kind of guy, you're down to earth. Now, I know there's some girls that would want this, that would take it, but let's be honest. I don't know a chick out there that wants this. Guys, quit being losers. Quit playing video games 24/7. Like, you can play games. Go have fun. Play a video game, but don't make it your life. Why am I saying this? A lot of the women that are my friends and that I've had following me say that I do a lot of bashing. So we're bashing loser men today, and we're just going to have fun with this. Everybody, Morgan Stanley. This article came out recently. It's called Rise of the She-Economy, September 23rd, 2019. Social focus on gender diversity, the male-female wage gap, blah, blah, blah. This is basically Morgan Stanley talking about men and women, the wage gap and stuff like that. Who gives a shit? Let's scroll down here. If you're a woman or a man who's single, trying to find somebody, if you're a chick who's on TikTok crying in your car that you don't have someone and you're alone at night because your cat is drinking wine with you alone, I want you all to see this paragraph right here. In the coming years, another demographic trend that could help further close the pay gap in the U.S. and the rising ranks of single women, based on Census Bureau historical data, Morgan Stanley right here forecasts, and the numbers are worse now each year. This is 2019, so it's 2024. It's getting worse. Morgan Stanley forecasts 45% of working age women ages 25 to 44 will be single by 2030. Do you think that maybe some of the women out there think too high of themselves? That chick in the white shirt we just watched, is 300 grand a little much, honey? 25 to 44, that's most women who are out there honestly sexually active. I mean, there's more under that, but still, will be single. Now, the numbers I've read and even seen, I don't have it pulled up here, is it could be as high as 65%. Yeah, fuck that. I'm going to stick with my hot chocolate here. Never mind these hoes. So think of that. There's loser men, but if you're a woman and you don't have kids or a family and you're in your upper 40s, I'm sorry to say it, but you now became a loser woman. You have one biological prerogative, and that's having a family and raising it. It's not getting the bag and getting a career and traveling to Ibiza and all that shit. Look at this. 25 to 44-year-old women, 45%, they're now saying it's up to 65 potentially. 45 to 65% of working age women will be single. Yes, there's loser men, but honey, do you think that you might be a little too fucking picky? Now, I have no problem in the dating market. And some of you might be questioning this. I don't put a lot of my personal stuff out there. I have a girlfriend who's from a very traditional country. That's all I'm going to say. She's extraordinarily traditional. You're going to get no more information than me. You cannot disqualify me from talking about this. I have relationships. I've always had them. I don't have any trouble in this economy if I was single tomorrow, but I'm good right now. Why do I say this? Because this is the truth right here and right now. This is what men are now dealing with.
Don't care about a man's struggles. They wait at the finish line and they want to bang the winners. I don't.
Bingo. $300 grand a year, you're a winner. $100 grand a year, you're a winner. Women want to wait at the finish line and bang the winners. Now here's another one. Let's check this out here.
Any of them want no kids. And if you're watching viral videos on the internet these days, you know that there is so much more than that.
How much should a guy
Look at this
earn
heifer.
for you to
What the
date
fuck
him?
is this thing? Man the harpoons, boys. There are whales among us. Moby Dick at starboard.
500K.
Slightly uncomfortable even.
Bro, you couldn't pay me $500 to kiss that chick on the cheek. That's disgusting. So, here's another chick. Well, let's go back to that. This is kind of disturbing. Look at this. What the fuck is that? Have you ever seen that meme of the dude from The Simpsons with the flamethrower? It says, kill it with fire. Look at her. Her stomach is hanging down halfway down to her knees. She wants $500,000 a year. I'm sorry, this chick is too picky. This girl is lucky to get a 1 if she can, honestly. A 1. And that's like, she's lucky to get a limp dick dude who's like 5'2", who owes 50 grand a year rather than makes it. Yes, there's loser men. There's a lot of them. But ladies, maybe you fucking belong with some losers. I'm sorry to say it.
I want to be a fucking asshole here, but you're objectively average looking. You're gonna be keeping 1,000, okay? You're objectively average looking.
I really don't care.
But-
It's
but
not
you are.
about my
You're
looks.
average.
It's
You're
really
fine.
not
Maybe a
about
It
six.
is about your looks, okay? So,
Boys, a 10 does not exist. You might have a crush on Instagram or social media. She's still not a 10. She might be a 9 at best. There is no such thing as a 10. Legitimately doesn't exist. This girl's average. Myron drops the truth, and here's where I switch it on the head. Yes, ladies, men are fucking losers. There's a lot of them, but some of you overinflated fat bitches are losers too, and you deserve the guy who was working at Blockbuster Video.
and you have access to these higher status guys, right? And they're hitting you up, which was my point earlier, by the way, which I fantastically made. And you think, right, that your value is on par, if not actually higher than the men's, which
Not, because men are not going to say, what do you bring to the table? What does a man want? Fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive. Thank you, Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace to the Godfather. Men don't ask for much. Suck his dick, play with his balls, fix him sandwich, and shut the fuck up. That's what men say. It's not hard. Men want peace. This woman here that Myron's talking to does not bring peace. She's getting smashed by high-level dudes, but can she be the wife of one of them?
is why you're rejecting them, saying, I'm busy. When in reality, they have way
I
more...
just have boundaries.
Okay.
Yeah, sure
They have
you do.
way more pull and way more status and actually are more attractive than you. However, the fact that you've been getting hit on by all these guys, by thanks to the internet or whatever it may be, I've always said a woman's behavior with men is directly tied to her mindset about men or abundance with men. If a woman has a lot of options, she doesn't respect the men as much.
Correct. And what's one of the problems we have nowadays? Women have too many options. They are spoiled for options and poor for choice. There are loser men, but if you are a chick and you pick a loser man, and not only you picked a loser man, but you let him come inside of you, and now you have a baby, you did that. And as Kevin Samuels famously said, you will never get a man that is above your baby daddy. A lot of these girls do not take accountability for the men they pick. There are guys in your friend zone, there's guys in your DMs. I see them from certain women. They send them to me every morning. Oh, hey, look at this guy. This guy, you know, I saw a message in the recent couple of weeks where a dude was like, I would lick the soles of your feet no matter where you walked on earth. You're beautiful, you're perfect. She was laughing at this dude. This dude was willing to give her the world. Now, he didn't seem like he had a lot of options. He was an average guy. I knew that this guy made like $70K a year, roughly, give or take. But she was making fun of him. These women nowadays, I know girls that would literally let a loser sleep. So boys, if you are a loser, you can get laid. You need charisma, you need to smell good, look good, talk good. You don't really need the money to get there. But the women want the whole package for the long run. However, I know complete hordes of women that have slept with absolute, and I mean this, fucking losers. Maybe some women thought I was a loser. Guess what? I still succeeded. Now what? So the point is this. There are loser men. It sucks. I talk shit about the men too in the dating world because there are a lot of bad men in the dating world. There's cheaters, stuff like that. I don't agree with cheating. I think it's bad, especially if you're married. Story for another day. However, women need accountability that just because you have 4,000 options, you need to pick a good guy. And just because the dude's a Chad, you don't have to chase him and let him clap those cheeks every day. he's not going to wife you up. Lower your standards, ladies. Simple as that. So Myron is basically stating that this chick here has tons of options, which, if you've been on the internet, you realize that any chick who's under 500 pounds and posts a selfie on Instagram will have about 1,254 dudes sending her heart eyes and emojis. The women are spoiled for choice, but poor towards their option. Don't pick a loser. And if you do, that's your bad. I'm sorry. You picked a loser. Maybe you need to pick a better guy and, oh, he doesn't give you the butterflies. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, I guess pick the dude with the 4-inch cock who has the money to take care of you and your kids. I don't care if he doesn't set you off, because let's say I want the 10 from Miami, but what if I, for the long run, what if I settled with a 5 or a 6, an absolutely good-looking woman that I wouldn't consider hot, cute, good-looking, but others might not. We all have our choices. But if the dating world for men and women was exactly the same, and men were chasing women the way women chase men, men would only date Maxim models and the top like 1.001% of Instagram girls, like the hottest chicks out there. If men dated women the way women date men, they would be doing that. I'm sorry, ladies, you don't deserve these guys. You don't deserve a millionaire. Your name is Becky. Your dad probably ran, I don't know, an ice cream shop or a pizza place. You don't deserve a guy making $6 million a month. Get the dude who does HVAC or something down the street and be happy. Go travel the world and have fun with him. But because of the spoiled for options and poor for choice, a lot of these average men, the bottom 80%, is having a lot of trouble in this world, and I get a lot of them coming to me. I'm not the best looking dude on earth. I'm well fucking aware of it. I'm about as average as it gets. But I can slay like a demon if I want to. So, as I close out this bitterly truthed episode here, there's a lot of pushback I've been getting from a couple of people, not just girls. And I wanted to clap back at some of the loser guys, and it's true, there's tons of them. Like, I may have been a loser in your eyes 20 years ago too. I don't know. Men change and we have to grow, unlike most women. But these women who don't want to grow think that they deserve a 0.01% millionaire. And that's why Morgan Stanley has this. Chances are, if you're hitting 40, you don't have a boyfriend. Now, doesn't matter if you have kids, I'm not talking about you. You've already succeeded in your feminine ranks. But if you're pushing 40, you don't have a boyfriend, and, well, long story short, you're going to have cats or dogs or boxed wine, and you're going to be part of this group here of 45 to 65% of women who are going to be single and childless. Add in childless with that too, forever. So there's loser men, but, you know, women who can't spend their sexual youth properly are going to be considered losers in the future too. So, yes, men are losers. I don't bash just women. I'm telling the bitter truth, and this is a bitter truth to swallow. Loser men need to get their shit up, and loser women need to stop chasing Chad, pick an average dude, and go about your day, and quit crying on TikTok, and quit yelling at me saying I'm talking shit on my page, because this is my page. You don't have to watch it. And, well, guys, that's the bitter truth. See you next time. Oh, by the way, Friday, I might have a debate with somebody. It's going to be on the topic of who is the source of relationships ending. Is it men or women? Like, who causes relationships to end, men or women? It's supposed to be Friday at 7 p.m. I'm going to try to stream it on here live. It's going to be on a Facebook Live as well, so just stay tuned. And once again, I got my hot chocolate for the night. It's bitter, but this is sweet. Bitches.